Ms Melba Moore. How you doing today, Ms Melba?
I'm fabulous, but I'm fitting to be exquisite.
She did tell me that she's going to be exquisite. I say she's already exquisite, but you know, let Ms Melba say what she wanted to say. This is Melba. I'm excited, people. I came all the way here. I'm here today at the Kroc Center, which is located 1250 West 119th Street here in Chicago. And the reason why I'm here, Ms Melba Moore, is I hear that you're going to be doing a free monologue today.
Well, a monologue workshop.
A monologue workshop.
I may do a tiny short monologue to tell the young people who I am.
Interested, getting young people interested in drama.
Right. Okay, now why is that so important to you, Melba, to teach the children this workshop today?
Well, it's the beginning of becoming aware that your culture is also an art.
Right.
Just your life. It can be turned into drama, comedy, poetry. You can become an actor.
Right.
You can become a communicator as a newscaster. It can lead to a lot of different things.
Absolutely, Ms. Melba would know that. And Melba, I do know that you have a still standing musical coming up next month, coming up in August. I don't know, is it July yet? I'm sorry. It's coming up in August.
It's August 12th, and it's a one-woman play entitled Still Standing, The Melba Moore Story. So it's my autobiography, and of course, you know, I'm a singer, an actress, a person, so it's going to be a play about my life with music.
Right.
It's one person.
Now, how does that make you feel, Melba, to be, you know, for it to be a one-woman show? Is that kind of scary? I think I would be scared up there putting on the whole play by myself, but you're not worried about that.
No, because I've had it up for about 10 years, and it came out of all of the challenges that I had in terms of losing my life, my career. I have one daughter. For a year, I didn't know where she was, and having my whole life shut down, so that if I wanted to have a life, I had to choose, well, is it going to be still an actor? Are you going to still sing? And if you are going to have to write it.
Right.
You're going to have to produce it. You're going to have to star in it. Acting and telling my story is very easy compared to learning how to do it. And the other aspects that come into the community support that you have to have, the finances. Okay.
What can everybody expect to see when they come to your musical?
Oh, well, of course, we see our life story.
Which hear or find out about? Yeah.
Which, if you've watched Unsung or some of the
Yes,
hard
we did.
news in the past.
Okay. And you are a singer, R&B?
Well, gospel now too.
Gospel now
I'm
too.
a born again Christian, and you got to have music to express
Right.
your love of God. So I sing gospel now too. I didn't start out like I feel like I'm kind of culturally defined because most African Americans started out in the Pentecostal or Baptist church, and if they had a gift of singing, they started singing when they were about 2 or so.
Right.
But I've only been doing the gospel aspect of it for about 10 or 15 years, so it's fresh and new for me. But I think that's really important for us to know about anything that we want to do that you've never done before. You know, people say it doesn't matter.
That's true.
It doesn't matter how old you are. Well, it really doesn't. If you don't mind starting over and learning. So now I sing gospel.
At the time I was born, you had already done hair, pearly, and you was into Timbuktu.
That's right.
So the thing that I liked about hair, or I found interesting about doing my research about you, is that with hair, you replaced Diane Keaton.
I want you to tell about. I want people to remember who Diane Keaton is.
Okay.
She wasn't that then, so we all started out together. But she was white, and I was black.
Right.
And so the accomplishment that I was able to achieve in replacing her was quite phenomenal.
Right, because she replaced Diane Keaton, but the thing about that was that my research said that you hadn't even planned on being in hair, or
No,
how did that go?
Well, I was an educator of music and vocal music in the public schools of New Jersey. But I really felt a call to try to be a performer. And my stepfather, who married my mother, who was a professional singer, helped me start to get into the industry. And one of the first jobs I had was as a studio backup singer. And one of the people that I ran into immediately was Valerie Simpson, who at the time was a studio backup singer and jingle singer and an aspiring songwriter. She was just about to sign with Motown. She hadn't yet, so it was an exciting time. But on one of the recording sessions, we were singing backup and reading, you know, the charts. I'm a well-trained musician for a gentleman by the name of Galt McDermott. Now, he was doing his own solo album because he's a wonderful keyboardist.
Right.
And he was being helped out with the two gentlemen who both starred as the two male leads in the Broadway show here, who were Jim Rado and Jerry Radney. They wrote the book they wrote the story, and they wrote all the lyrics for the music. So they were accompanying him on performing his solo album. When the whole date was finished, because he did all the music from here, but him as Carlton Drummond as piano soloist. So it took us about 2 weeks. The point is, they were listening to everybody sing, and they said, well, you know, we still need some strong black singers. We're still casting. Would you like to do the Broadway musical here? And that's how I got my first Broadway show.
Wow.
And now Diane Keaton sings, but she wasn't, you know, like she was primarily an actor. But the point is, she got a great break to go and do Play It Again, Sam, I think was the Broadway play that Woody Allen had written and produced. And she left Hair to star in that. And they had so many different girls trying to replace her, and they weren't never really happy with anybody that they had. But this very strong personality in a black young woman said, well, how come y'all don't let a strong black woman try for the part? She got to be white. I said, I thought it was free and open. They said, you want audition for it? She said, no, but Melba Moore might.
Wow.
She said, go ahead, Melba, you try for the part. So I said, well, okay.
Wow.
But that's all.
That's amazing.
That's why I wanted to tell the story.
You the talent.
I right. Study acting, and God was just good.
He really is. And the other thing that was amazing to me was how Pearlie came about.
This same black girl.
Okay.
Well, I didn't have a manager or anything. She said, Mel, you've been in this Broadway show here for a long time, and you don't even know how to audition because you didn't get this part audition.
Right.
She said, you should learn how to audition. I said, well, how to audition? She said, well, first of all, you have to have information where they're having audition. She gave me the information, and I was going to try to learn how to audition when I went up for this play, but I got the part in the play was Pearl. And I got the part. And of course, I got the Tony Award, and a whole slew of awards that go along with that. I got a television career.
Melba, you know what I hear a lot? I hear people say things like, put it in God's hands. What does that mean to you? And the reason why I ask that is because sometimes you like, okay, so should I just let it all go and let God do it? Or do I keep trying to handle everything, but then still pray about it and know that God has my side? So what does put it in God's hands mean to you?
It means study how to partner with God. He does everything with us and through us. That's why Jesus came, so that a man would do what God does. And if you follow his pattern, he'll teach you how to participate and cooperate. He makes us co-creators. We don't create anything, but I'm saying things that sound very intelligent because he already explained it to me.
Yes, absolutely.
It made me sound like you were telling.
Yes.
Oh, they said, we want you to get a real job.
Okay. Like most parents, they do say that.
They want it better for us because they know that, especially for African Americans, the industry of art is so volatile because we're never taught about the basic laws of finance. Trying to make it and sustain yourself and grow.
Now, with there's so many people that want to be music artists today. What advice would you give them about trying to get out in the industry?
Well, there are many, many more outlets now than there were before, and one of the reasons I give the Clark Center is to encourage people in the community, in the church, and artists to provide more opportunities for you to get your start, to get training, and to get support in your community. Actually, so you can understand that all the music, all the art that we hear on the airwaves or out there comes from somebody's home, somebody's culture, somebody's country, somebody's language. It starts with your family. Ours was the first artist management company.
Oh, artist management.
So we managed artists, we groomed them, we made recordings. Like my ex-husband is responsible for getting me signed with Buddha Records, Mercury Records, Epic Records, Capitol Records. He was an entrepreneur, or he still is, an executive, totally the business side of it. So he went out and got the best songwriters and producers and the best music, and he had a heart and an ear for music and for what my style was. I didn't really have a style yet. I was still, well, maybe I did. Maybe it was Broadway, which for us R&B artists, that's like worlds apart. They don't kind of mesh.
Right.
So, but because he loved me and married me, and I was the mother of his daughter. So he got people like Jimmy Fadden and John Whitehead to work with me he helped me develop the style so that I had hit R&B records as well as hit Broadway shows.
Okay.
So he was the beginning, I think, of the next era of us developing as a community, as artists, and as a business.
Okay. Who are some of the artists that you all developed?
Oh, I can't remember them all, but Freddie Jackson.
Okay.
We managed McFadden Whitehead, Alex B. Young, Lisa Morgan. There were about 20 or 30 artists. All great. They had the greatest success in the 80s.
Okay.
Excuse me, Paul Lawrence, who wrote Rock Me Tonight, Kashif, who wrote Love Come Down, Champagne King.
Love that song.
And you might not be familiar with his work, but he's had great success as a singer. But he's the one who first, if you remember, if you've heard Love Come Down, you hear the big fat synthesizer sound. He was kind of like me becoming after Stevie created the first that sound of electronic keyboards.
Okay.
Because she took it to the next level. So that sound of the 80s is very much him, and we managed him. So we were part of kind of innovating and moving forward and upwards the next R&B sound.
Right. Now, Melba, what I wanted to say is that a lot of people watched Unsung, because I think that came out in 2009. And if we go and Google you, we'll see a lot of information about your relationship that you had with your ex-husband and, you know, financial problems, just everything that went wrong. But the thing that I took from that after reading about you was how optimistic that you are now about the situation. Now, what I want to know is how do you get to that point from being so upset how things turned out and how he just kind of left you like that to the point that you're able to sit with him in church and still talk with him. Now, I know you have a child with him. A lot of people still, you know, have children with their ex-mates and still don't want to be bothered with them years later, decades later. So how did you do that,
I would be
Melba?
the same, but I am a born-again Christian. That's not what God says. He says, I know y'all messed up, but I created the family, and let no man put that asunder. And on a daily basis, I've been trying to live with that until it's become true, so that I understand, I believe, on a much higher, deeper level than we even take the time to investigate what love is supposed to be. If love is a choice, it's hard work, and it's spiritual, it's not just sex. And my daughter's birthday was just this past Thursday, so I went back and remembered, first of all, she was cesarean. Second of all, I was so blessed to be able to have children after having D back up on me, after having abortions, which I terribly regret, not knowing, and then finding that, oh, this is what God wants for you. Not just cerebrally, but you got to have it intellectually too, but letting His Trinity, His Spirit, and His saints take over you on a daily basis to recreate and make you into a new person. I'm the one who got my husband baptized about 2 years ago.
Wow.
Now before, you know, he was a very chauvinistic, southern black, know-it-all, colored man. He would listen to me, and he would listen, see, at all the things that he's done to me, he knows. I don't have anything against it. He would know about all people. And now he has to follow and develop his own road of Christ himself. It didn't have to be Christianity. I can't choose that.
Right.
But I can only tell him what I know, and that's what he chose to be. And so we're all on the same level. I've had to walk through with my daughter to say that the things that I've been saying about your dad, I'm not bashing it, they're true.
Okay.
And if you're going to help love him and get him out of that, you have to know those things, and you have to walk with me now, because you now know. I've forgiven him in the most complete way. And you can't get to that point because you're hurting about, well, why did this happen? And so now, put that aside. I'm saying quickly.
Right.
And try this. We're going to love your dad because he does this because he didn't have this before. But we got it now. It's not too late. So think about that. She'll think about it and come. This has been like a 2-year process with her having everything shut down and having to start over.
Right now, still. Oh, wow.
So that's hard.
Okay.
But since I've been through it already, and she knows, I know what I'm
right.
and I've chosen, well, God has chosen His way.
Wow.
Every day, you know, and I try to tell her things that she can test, so she can have to trust me. figure out if it's working or not. And so she says, oh, this is what, and I said, now do you remember where you were a year ago, 2 years ago? Well, now she's advising other people how to come through crisis.
Wow, that's amazing. And I hope to be like you one day and be able to just let it go. Like when I'm upset about things, Melba, and I feel like it's still there and it's hard for me to, that I'm just able to one day just let it go.
Because it won't happen in one day necessarily, but we all have these challenges. That's part of the human journey.
Yes. You know what? I did want to mention this, so I don't want to forget this. Is that Melba? I seen you on Fighting Temptations, and I love your praise dance.
Did you like my hat? Oh,
Yes.
you like my dance?
Girl, I love the praise dance. You know, I had to rewind it a few times. I'm like, Melba getting it up there. So, how was that, Melba, working with Omar and Beyonce and Angie? And so, how was all of that?
Oh, the word fun. All the different talents, you know, it was really, really wonderful to see a comedy piece that was meant for commercial purposes, respect the family, respect the church, and, you know, not a lot of cursing and just respect for even the rituals that we have as Christians. So don't make fun of baptism, even not listening to it in a nice way.
Right.
And I thought it was hilarious, and I loved my hats.
Well, you do got an amazing fashion sense. I've seen it back in the day, still see it now. I want to let everybody know because you're not actually sitting here looking at Melba, but she looks doggone good. The lady looks good and you feel like I don't know what. So I just wanted to throw that out there, Melba. I think that you should definitely check out Melba today if you have a chance, because she's going to be here doing your free workshop monologue for the kids, which I think is really beautiful. And then you'll be back in Chicago in August for Still Standing, her one-woman show, The Melba Moore Story, and your new album, Forevermore, M-O-O-R-E. And I absolutely love your song, What Can I Do to Survive? And I love the video. Melba, you look beautiful in the video. Love it, love it. And I enjoyed so much talking with you today.
And I with you. You
I'm
did a great job.
I tell you, this is my first time doing a person interview with beautiful Melba Moore. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining Me and Melba. And Melba, where can everybody find you at? On Instagram, on Facebook?
Yes,
At Still Melba Moore on Facebook. Melba Moore can be found on Facebook, on Instagram, because I done already found her, people. And then her website is Melba Moore Still Standing. Yes.
you did a great job.
Try to remember to throw everything out there. But thank you so much, Melba, for talking to me. Thank you.